Hey everybody, what is up? It is Monday, July 29th, 2019, and this is the Monday News Brief. Hey everyone, welcome back again to another episode of the Monday News Brief, brought to you by CDTTV, a part of the Central Dakota Times. This week, since it's been such a crazy summer in terms of weather, from flooding to severe thunderstorms to the humidity we're experiencing now, we have Brule and Buffalo County Emergency Manager Katheryn Benton on the show. Kathryn's going to be talking to us a little bit about the department that she manages, as well as some of the weather whistles and alarms you may have heard going off in the area in the past few weeks. She'll explain the importance of these and some of the technology that they use every day to keep you safe. As always, if you want to catch the full details of this interview, as well as read up on other stories, public notices, minutes, and more, be sure to pick up your copy of the Central Dakota Times every Wednesday morning wherever newspapers are sold in Central South Dakota. Let's get to the interview. So Katheryn, thanks for being on with us.
Not a problem.
All right. So I know you're with the Brule County and Buffalo County, correct?
Correct.
Emergency.
Buffalo County.
Yep. Emergency Management Office, Department.
District. Since we incorporate two counties, it's considered a district.
Okay. Could you tell us a little bit about the district and what your office does?
My office is specifically made to make sure that all first responders are taken care of. So if there's training they need to have, I can help them arrange the training. They take care of us to make sure we're all safe and taken care of. So I make sure that they're taken care of.
Sure.
If they need equipment, if they need training, if they need a bottle of water when it's, 104 degrees outside.
When it's like this outside?
Yes, things like that. It doesn't sound like much, and it's really not a lot. I mean, our first responders do the majority of the work. We're just here to help them.
So it's almost like kind of like organization and resource allocation, so to speak?
Correct.
Okay. So aside from the first responders, do you work with any other government offices?
Well, we work a lot with the state of South Dakota.
Okay.
Office of Emergency Management. We do some right now because of the flooding. We're doing a lot of work with FEMA.
Okay.
So we have the FEMA. Then we do different counties, between counties. There's a lot of training going on right now because of the pipeline training. Make sure everybody's ready for it and prepared. Okay. So when that affects, it doesn't affect Brule County directly, but it does affect Lyman County.
Sure.
If it affects Lyman County, technically it affects us.
Right.
Lyman doesn't have a hospital. We have the closest hospital. So things like that.
Okay. So how does the resource allocation and kind of the organization work?
Well, first you have to get everybody on the same page for what resources they have. Right now we're working on credentialing, which it's an actual credentialing card, which will have all the first responders' pictures on it.
Okay.
It will have their level of training, how many specific FEMA courses they've had for like incident management. And then, so if I need to go to another county to help out, proof of ID is right here. They'll just scan this in.
Sure.
And then they'll know I'm there and what I'm qualified to do. So let's say if we have another incident where we need additional help in the county, we have a card key system, and we also have the credentialing card key system that you can walk up, I can scan your card, and it can tell me, one, if you're qualified, who if you are, and when it comes to keeping track of the resources and the amount and the time, it's all there right ready on my computer. Nobody has to do the sign-in sheets. You're still going to have to do a lot of those because,
right.
But it's just going to make it a faster, easier accountability system.
Sure. So the process has gotten way more streamlined since.
Way more streamlined, probably 1,000%. It is so much different than it was.
That's good to know. So speaking of the heat and just the really goofy summer in general.
What a lovely summer in general.
Oh, it's been fantastic. We went from cool to absolutely blistering and
to storms.
Welcome to South Dakota.
Welcome to South Dakota. A lot of storms.
Yeah, a lot of storms. And with the storms, the emergency sirens have been used on multiple occasions.
6 times.
Really?
Yes.
And they kind of all happened at once, didn't they?
They did. They happened very, very fast. And we've had the sirens since 2004. We upgraded in 2006. We upgraded and added in 2010.
Okay.
And this year, in December of 2018, we upgraded again to a higher functioning computer-based system.
Okay.
You might call it AI. So I said, who's AI? Who's he work for? And he said, well, he's a non-paid county employee. Because AI is just not a general topic people discuss here, but artificial intelligence. We have a system now that takes the criteria that's put out by the National Weather Service, by weather bugs, several different areas of information.
Okay.
And it comes into the computer, and the computer decides, does it meet a specific criteria? In our case, it's 60 plus mile an hour winds with strong hail and lightning. And the 60 plus mile an hour winds happen a lot.
Yeah.
Hence the sirens going off. The first time it happened, I too was surprised. It was in the evening. Well, it was 10:23 at night.
Right.
And I'm just about to go to bed, and I hear there's tones that go over our radio system that tell me that my computer is sending out a warning of some type. I don't get a pre-warning all the time. I get these tones, and I instantly went, oh no, and my husband said, oh no. And he goes, what do we do? I said, I'm going to the basement to pull up the computer to see what's going on.
What's going on? Sure.
Normally I get a call from dispatch,
Okay.
and this time I did not get the call ahead of time. They were very busy doing other stuff. So went downstairs, called the National Weather Service, and said, what's going on? He goes, you should hear it in a second. We're putting out a warning. So they put out a warning about the 60 plus mile an hour winds.
Okay.
So the sirens go off. In the long, steady stream, it doesn't make any other noises. And it goes on for 3 to 5 minutes, which sounds like forever when you don't expect it.
Right.
Which we should have.
Yeah.
I set the sirens off the first Monday of every month.
Okay.
So I know I can do it.
Right.
Dispatch sends it off the first Friday at 10 a.m. every month. So we know our dispatch center can do it.
Okay.
The system checks itself on a daily basis, sometimes hourly basis. It sends a tone to each siren, and the siren replies back.
Okay.
So I'm used to little tones here and there, but as of December was the first time we could have the system set it off by itself.
Sure.
So I don't have to have somebody out in danger. I don't have to wait till I can get to a computer. Power goes down. I don't have to wait till I can get in contact with somebody by phone. The system does it for us. So the system did its job.
Right.
And everybody went crazy.
So, but not only do you have the the AI checking itself constantly, then you also have the backup of trained individuals that can manually set it off.
Manually, yeah, we do have train spotters in Brule County, Buffalo County, Lyman County. They've all gone to the weather spotter courses several times, and they can actually call to have the sirens set off too.
Oh, okay.
They'll make a call to dispatch, and dispatch will set off the sirens.
Wow.
There's certain criteria. They have to have a confirmed,
Yep.
if it's tornado, they have to have a confirmed tornado, and
Right.
it's not a tornado till you see it hit the ground and you see debris. If you just see the
spinning, it's not.
spinning in the clouds, or even the tail coming down, it's not a tornado till it hits the ground. They're going to call in and tell us we've got spinning, we've got major rotation. There's certain criteria they have to meet.
Yep.
And we'll set them off. But to this date, we have never set off the new sirens from a spotter only.
Oh, okay.
Usually the National Weather Service beats us to it.
Wow, slick.
Which is great.
Technology's come a long way, and you learn something new every day. A
It's
tornado
amazing.
is only a tornado if it touches
When
the
it
ground.
touches the ground. So we had a different event last Sunday, and it was actually in Buffalo County, right by Crow Creek Reservation. I received some phone calls and some pictures right around 1600, 4 o'clock.
Yep.
And they were beautiful pictures, but they were an obvious water spout, cold weather funnel.
Yep. Sure.
They weren't water spouts. They were cold weather funnels, and you could see it. For somebody untrained, I'm sure it was very frightening, scary, but it never came down. It hovered. It did a little bit of movement.
Sure.
I called the National Weather Service. I said, "Hey, what do we have going on in Crow Creek?" And he said, "Well, nothing." And I said, "Well, I'm going to send you some pictures really quick." And so we sent the pictures to the National Weather Service, and less than 30 seconds later, the alert came out over the weather radio and said severe thunderstorms and it's cited Crow Creek area.
Oh, wow.
So this was a case that the residents of Crow Creek, Fort Thompson, told the Weather Service what was going on before they knew, which I thought was amazing, because the community in Crow Creek, the first responders, the police department, they set off the sirens out there, which is what needed to be done.
Right.
I mean, everybody goes, "What? You're saying it's not a tornado?" I don't care. They saw what they thought was a tornado. They took action. They all responded accordingly, well above and beyond what normally happens. And they put those sirens out, and they got, made sure the public was safe. I think they did an amazing job.
So it's the case of, the physical.
The physical, seeing something that was that.
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure if you've never seen one before, it had to be scary.
Right. What's the difference between a cold weather funnel and a tornado?
Well, one, the funnel never touched the ground.
Okay.
So
yep.
It can't be a tornado until it touches the ground and does damage. But cold weather is the big one. It's got to be warm for a tornado. Very, very seldom do you have cold weather tornadoes. It's just not warm enough. And the temperature in Crow Creek that day was 68 degrees. So it was a nice, beautiful, and that's why a lot more people were outside probably too.
Right.
But cold weather, it doesn't get enough force. It doesn't get enough power to come down and do the damage. So if it had suddenly warmed up to 100 degrees, that could have been deadly for sure.
Yeah.
But Fort Thompson did a great job. They set off their sirens, all of them. It was.
Yeah.
I was very happy, and I think I put something on Facebook, and I'm getting a little digs because we're not stupid out here. No, I don't. I think you did an amazing job.
Right. Well, especially better safe than.
Well, we've had so many sirens here lately.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of discussion. Well, why do you keep setting them off? We're not the only people who are in Brule County. We have people traveling. We have a lot of motorhomes going up and down the highway. We have a lot of fifth wheels being parked here. We have a lot of people stopping at McDonald's for lunch. These people don't know the weather system here. They need to be warned that they're going to go up on the highway with 60 plus mile an hour winds.
Yep.
And possibly, have an accident.
Pulling a trailer.
And we've had that in the past. Pulling a trailer there's nothing like trying to pull a trailer with 60 plus mile an hour winds. And you're going to know you had 60 plus mile an hour winds. You just go outside. You're going to see debris. You're going to see branches, little branches, leaves. That's one of the classic signs of 60 plus mile an hour winds. 67 were the top ones we had last Saturday when we set off the sirens again.
Oh, wow. Yep.
So our sirens should be the alert tone, the warning tone is a solid. It starts and it keeps the same all around.
Sure.
It may sound like it's changing a little bit because all of our sirens rotate.
Okay.
So it comes and goes a little bit, and that is a warning. That means stop what you're doing, check your phone, check the TV, check your weather radio, check some type of system so you can know what is going on outside. I would like it better if you went to your basement to check, but not everybody has a basement. But stop what you're doing. We're just warning you that you need to be conscious. You need to be alert.
Sure.
Now, if you hear a whoop, whoop, whoop on the siren.
And it's very noticeable.
Oh, it's very distinct. It's whoop, whoop. It's like the siren that went off Saturday started with a little bit of a whoop, and it switched over to the correct one.
Yep.
And I jumped because I heard it. I said, oh, no, that's not.
It's not right.
That's not right. And actually, Jason Handel, the chief of police, said he heard it too. He was getting ready to go out fishing. He heard it and he thought, oh, well, I guess I'm not going out fishing. So, but it's the warning and the actual tornado siren are a very big, distinct difference, and you will hear the difference. And hopefully, you react accordingly.
Sure.
Take cover. If you hear the whoop, 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 you need to take cover.
And then, so I know you mentioned too the single tone warning that goes for about 3 to 5 minutes.
3 to 5 minutes.
Okay. What about the official, the tornadoes? The two tone.
It will go 3 to 5 minutes also.
Okay.
But if there's a second tornado spotted, it will sound again.
Okay.
So we used to do an all clear, and we've decided that we can't really give you an all clear, because if I give you an all clear and you go outside and another one drops.
Exactly.
Yeah. Best judgment, stay inside for a little while.
Yeah.
But the majority of the people, when you hear the siren, what do? They go outside and look. So if it's a steady siren, go outside and look. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But if it's the whoop, 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 don't go outside.
So, personally, the warning one that went off, was it like 6 o'clock or so, Saturday
morning?
Well, I live up on the hill, and my vehicle was parked on the west side. And so I heard that look out, there goes a garbage can. I'm like, oh, okay, so, move my vehicle around the other side of the building, so you might have saved me a rear window there.
And it's really funny, though, because you live up the hill, and down in the base here, we don't get as high winds normally. The treetops do, but you get a lot more wind up there.
Right.
So I think the top number was 69 at the airport that morning.
Yeah.
So we had distinctive wind patterns, but it's blowing here. It might not be blowing in Puckwawney yet or Kimball yet, but that's how a warning system works. The farthest away should warn the ones that are going to get it.
Sure.
Lyman County will call us and say, hey, this is what we have. About a month ago, I think Lyman County had several tornadoes spotted and did touch ground, but they were all low power. They did not do a lot of damage.
Right.
And Gregory had some too. And we heard about theirs, so we knew to send out spotters.
Mm-hmm.
So we play well together, hopefully.
Yeah.
Because you react as you play.
Well, and then like you said too, everything's so so much more streamlined now, and
it is. And I think that's one of the shocking things. Everybody goes, I'm tired of hearing the sirens. You're still hearing them though. We're talking about them.
Yep.
So they're working.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can say anything, if you hear the whoop whoop whoop, go in, take cover. You can come out later and look.
Yeah.
But I'm from Oklahoma. I don't go out and look.
So yeah, for sure. I don't. Yeah. Speaking of taking shelter, are there any public shelter areas? Say
Yes.
You're a traveler or you just happen to be caught outside when something comes up, which it can. And for Buffalo and Brule, do you have some of those locations that are?
Buffalo County actually just put in several of the small 10 to 15 person storm shelters.
Okay.
And they are scattered all over the reservation. They're
Mm-hmm.
especially high areas like the camping areas and things like that.
Right.
They've got one right next to the courthouse in Gan Valley, and they're all brand new.
Oh, okay.
So they just got them up. They just got them running. They don't have to have power or anything. They're basically gigantic cement blocks.
Yeah.
But several they put out. So that's Buffalo County. And then Chamberlain, the city of Chamberlain,
Mm-hmm.
we open the new community center,
Okay.
and that is the tornado shelter for the city of Chamberlain.
Gotcha.
Just because it's the safest, quickest, easiest way to go in.
Right, for sure.
And if we do have the warning, if we do have the tornado warning, we'll have those doors open.
Mm-hmm.
All law enforcement, EMS, and fire have a card key to that building that we can open, and they can get it up and ready immediately.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Acoma does not have one.
Sure.
They have a lot of people who have basements and things like that.
Right.
Any sound structure, especially if it's cement or cinder block,
Mm-hmm.
you just need to make sure you go into a bathroom if that's all you've got, because those are the strongest part of the house normally.
Really? Okay.
Yes, just don't go underground if it's going to rain.
Oh, sure.
You've got to take that into consideration, that if we do have high winds and rain, if you're in an area that could flood,
Mm-hmm.
it might flood.
Right.
So, but we're lucky in Chamberlain. Also, Puckwana, the fire hall, and Puckwana actually has one of those big drop-down storm shelters now too.
Oh, okay.
So
great.
Puckwana's got one, and the city of Kimball has 3 churches in the area.
Okay.
That they're all ready and
So all churches are ready.
Yeah, they're ready.
Okay.
So
Cool. And then to find this information elsewhere, is there a place where resources are available online?
I don't know that
Or-
we've tried to put some of it on our website,
Okay.
the Brule County website, and I can make sure that we add that to it.
Yep.
Because we've never sat down and stated this is where you need to go.
Okay.
I do go around to the areas that have high travel trailers, like the campground.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, ours here in the city is not so big this year because of the flooding.
Right.
But we make sure that they know what they do. My granddaughter was here a couple weeks ago when one of the sirens went off, and she called me. She goes, "What do I do?" I said, "Well, go to the bathroom there because it's big. It's cement block.
Yep.
And wait it out there. We know you're there, but it's something that, especially if it's a privately owned business, they need to take into consideration.
Sure.
Storm shelters are very cheap now. You can get a storm shelter, a big cement block that they bring in and drop down, and $5,000.
Well, that's good for everyone then.
It's
So,
very good, and also
yeah.
actually, if there are areas around in Brule and Buffalo County that want to look into that,
Mm-hmm.
we can always help them write the paperwork and look for a grant.
Awesome. Even better.
I know.
So, and they can just find this, we might link the Brule County Courthouse website
That
on
would
there
be great.
just to work from there. So,
Anything we can do to keep you and our travelers safe.
yeah, absolutely.
We take criticism and we take advice as long as it's given nicely.
Thanks again for watching an episode of the Monday News Brief brought to you by CDTTV, a part of the Central Dakota Times. We'd love to invite you to become a part of our online community. You can visit our new website, www.centraldakotatimes.org, to view all of our content available. You can also like us on Facebook by searching Central Dakota Times, and you can get some content there as well. Finally, we also post all of our video content on our new YouTube channel, Central Dakota Times Newspaper. We'd love to have you consider becoming a subscriber. We'll see you next week.